you doing, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and that your lives are slowly but surely zeroing in on that thing that you guys were meant to do. If that makes any sense, I hope that's your guys' case, wherever you guys are coming from. If you guys are, I don't care your guys' background, your religion, your creed. I hope you guys are finding meaning. Okay, with my blessings aside, let's talk about the Bronze Age. So the Bronze Age is something that has eluded me, and that's how I've gotten here. So right off the bat, it's this. This is what I'm seeing. So it's 3,300 BCE all the way to 1200. So my last episode was about classical antiquity. Gosh, when does that start? I feel like it starts with the Greco-Roman tradition, which is something like, hope I don't get this wrong, I think it's like 800 BCE. So what we're talking about, the Bronze Age, predates classical antiquity. It's a time before that. In fact, it's so old, so ancient, that it is, I think 3,300 is around about the time we get the creation of the Abrahamic religions. So I think the Abrahamic religions were born of the Bronze Age. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's what I think right now. So the Bronze Age was a historical period characterized principally by the use of bronze tools, hence Bronze Age, and the development of complex urban societies, as well as the adoption of writing in some areas. The Bronze Age is the middle principal period of the three age systems, following the Stone Age and preceding the Iron Age. So I reckon that the Iron Age continues into classical antiquity and ends at some point. I don't know at what point, but it seems like there's just a three-age system that's really useful. Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, and it seems like the Bronze Age ends at this 1200 BCE mark. And so, let's continue. Conceived as a global era, this is a global phenomenon. The Bronze Age follows the Neolithic. Let's do a hover. Neolithic or new Stone Age. Got it. It's like a lithosphere. Maybe lith means stone. Neo is new. Neolithic is the new Stone Age. Got it. So it follows this Neolithic, which I guess is Stone Age, has its earlier, and I guess the latter portion is the new, I think. The most modern part of the Stone Age would be the Neolithic part. Anyways, I cut that sentence up. Let's give it to you guys again. Conceived as a global era, the Bronze Age follows the Neolithic with a transition period between the two known... Oh gosh, ADD crept in. Sorry. One more time. Bear with me, folks. Conceived as a global era, the Bronze Age follows the Neolithic with a transition period between the two known as the Chalcolithic. I'm getting that I probably pronounced that incorrectly, but let's continue. The final decades of the Bronze Age in the Mediterranean basin are often characterized as a period of widespread societal collapse, known as the Bronze Age collapse. 100%. I've definitely heard of that, and that's what's wiped out the so-called, that I think is synonymous with the Sea Peoples. I'll click into that at some point. Although its severity and scope are debated among scholars, an ancient civilization is deemed to be a part of the Bronze Age if it either produced bronze by smelting its own copper and alloying it with tin, arsenic, or other metals, or traded other items for bronze from producing areas elsewhere. So you could either have really smelted it on your own or traded for it. Bronze Age cultures were the first to develop writing. According to archaeological evidence, cultures in Mesopotamia, which used cuneiform script, and Egypt, which used hieroglyphs, developed the earliest practical writing systems, period. In the archaeology of the Americas, a 5-period system is conventionally used instead. Got it. So this 3-tool system of the stone, bronze, and iron is for Asiatic, Euro-Asiatic cultures. And then another 5 category system is used for the Americas. Got it. So, so there was no metalworking on the Australian continent before European settlements in 1788. They were they were just, hanging out there, I guess. No need for bronze. Which reminds me, I'm always reminded by Guns, Germs, and Steel, a book that I read 3/4 of and enjoyed, but I need to finish that last quarter. But it's a good book. It talks a lot about why. It's like Jared Diamond's reasoning on why other culture, why it is perhaps that the people in Australasia didn't have a Bronze Age, and why it was unique to Euro-Asia. Anywho, I digress. In many areas, bronze continued to be rare and expensive, mainly because of difficulties in obtaining enough tin. Interesting. Which occurs in relatively few places. Unlike the very common, copper is very common, tin is uncommon. Some societies appear to have gone through much of the Bronze Age using bronze only for weapons of elite art, such as Chinese ritual bronzes, which ordinary farmers largely used stone tools. However, this is hard to assess, as the rarity of bronze meant it was keenly recycled. Check out the pics. So this is a pre-Hittite tomb from the 3rd millennium BC. It's bronze. Hittites were a culture, I think, in Anatolia that existed in the 3rd millennium BCE. Cool. So diffusion of metallurgy. There's arrows. The amber route. So it's kind of coming down. Didn't even talk about that. Aha. The darker, the older. So super dark areas include Anatolia, modern day Turkey, and this sort of Baltic region, the sort of south eastern Europe, but not so east as to be like part of Hellas or Greece, which is down here. Interesting. And the later adoptions were, I guess, these northern Scandinavia, Lapland, all this. They were super late into the game, circa 600. This is a cool map. Green dots are areas where there's copper ore, which we said that they were abundant, but the black is tin. So very rare. There's only one spot, it seems, or two, or just a handful. Cool map. Whoa, this is crazy. This is a Hittite bronze tablet. How cool. Anyways, I think this is getting super long. But anyways, really cool stuff. This is not like a verified article, so read at your own caution, beware. But it's translated into a whopping 148 frickin' languages. That's insane. Yeah, that's it for this one. But there's definitely a lot more, so maybe I'll call it a part 1. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at Bronze Age for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.